Not long ago, engineers Mike and Dan O'Reilly were commuting to work in Oneonta. Every day they drive by the old Ward School on East Main Street in Norwich. Then, one day,
Mike and I looked at it and we said someone should do apartments there.
after some thought, they decided that someone should be them.
Mike specializes in architectural engineering and I'm a mechanical engineer. So we work primarily on buildings and renovations. So we have a lot of experience developing these types of buildings and kind of being creative.
Like Dan mentioned, we did a lot of work for a lot of developers over the years, and we would get the phone call and they'd say, hey, I want to build this. And then I took it from that point through design, planning board, code review, through construction, doing the clerk of the works, and we pretty much handed them the keys. And I said, Dan, if we could just figure out the funding part of it, we could pretty much do this ourselves.
Figuring out the funding meant working with City Hall and bringing in an investor after making sure there was a market.
The main inspiration for the project came from just talking to local businesses and realizing that there was a need for professional housing in the city. We have 7 out of the 10 apartments are rented, so we have young professionals who move to the area, who get jobs at MBT and GE, Norwich Pharma, and those are the individuals who stay with us.
The first entrepreneurial leap for the O'Reillys came 3 years ago when they left the security of someone else's payroll to strike out on their own.
It was a tough decision. I stewed over it for years. I often thought, probably in 2010, 2011, that maybe it was something I wanted to do. The toughest part about our business is building clientele, building networking connections. And as I did it, my base grew larger and larger, and we started doing work up above Albany, it seems like sometimes. So we've worked all over the state at this point, and in 2016-ish, we just decided to make the jump. And I had been practicing a little bit on my own to kind of do a little bit, and then started principal design around that time.
And now, not far from the transformed school, the new headquarters of Principal Design are taking shape in this one-time car showroom.
We've been actively looking for office space in the city of Norwich. Like I said, we commuted to Oneonta for a while, and we're going to put our office in the front space here on East Main Street, and the rest of it we're going to build into storefront and get 3 or 4 tenants in the space, bring them into downtown Norwich. So I think people are excited to see what it'll be, and we have some really cool ideas for it. It's going to definitely look different. It's going to definitely look new. And it's going to be hopefully a staple in this side of town. So we're excited for it.
Here at Oliver's Campers, it's tough to tell where building the business ends and the family's commitment to the community begins. With generations 1 and 2 silently supervising, the 3rd generation of Oliver's is transforming this into a regional business, bringing more and more wealth into the local economy.
We've kind of put our fingers out there on the internet, so to speak, to try to bring some people into the community and bring some business from you name it. New Jersey, Buffalo, Canada, Maine, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania. We have customers that come hundreds of miles here. People will drive to try to find the product that they're looking for. They've seen it on the website. They may have seen it at another dealership, and they're ready to walk in and say, hey, you got it. This is what I want. I hear great things about you guys. Let's make it happen. And so it's kind of interesting how that has all transpired.
Then there's the volunteering for the festivals, events, and good causes that also bring people to Chenango County.
It's a pretty long list, and we've been doing stuff collectively for a long time. Our parents have kind of always been involved with different things. My dad's more so with the business aspect of it. My mom has done some obviously different things in the community with different groups. So we obviously grew up seeing that, noticing that, and then wanting to continue that as we grew older.
And as the business footprint grows, the Olivers find new ways to act as area ambassadors.
We were at an event this weekend in Virginia. We had 89 trailers down there. I was actually wearing a Chenango Blues Fest t-shirt, and I had 2 people within 2 hours come up to me and say, Chenango, I went to college at Colgate. Or somebody said, hey, I used to play football against the Purple Tornadoes. I'm from Corning. And very neat to be able to go to these places, represent our local town, our local communities, our local family business, but being able to do it, a long ways away from little Norwich, New York. So it feels pretty good, like maybe we're helping put Norwich on the map a little bit, and we're helping bring some community events to Norwich, and it kind of all comes full circle, which makes us feel pretty good about it.
It all boils down to making a place for generation number 4 already arriving.
So I obviously want to create a community that's really worthwhile for him to grow up in, and to maybe someday realize, hey, you know what, Norwich, though small, is still a great place to raise a family. And as our parents did for us, encourage the travel, encourage to go out there and see things, but understand and realize the value that Norwich has to kind of come back and plant those roots.
Oxford-based Blueox Energy and Neighborhood Market operates 3 distinct businesses requiring 130 people performing more than a dozen occupations.
That includes all of our convenience store employees, part-time, full-time, drivers, technicians, customer service staff, accounting upstairs, billing upstairs, overhead management positions. So we've got a little bit of everything.
With unemployment low, competition for all these workers is high.
And employers have to come up with unique ways to attract talent. The latest initiative that we're rolling out actually right now is on the convenience store side. So that's probably our most challenging place to find help is the convenience stores. There's a very high rate of turnover. So now we're kind of looking at the pool of people we have, reviewing, analyzing, seeing who really represents what we want for the long haul, and those people we're actually making full-time offers to, which includes full benefit packages, which is unheard of in the convenience store industry. Everyone is shying away and pulling back, where we're actually investing in our frontline people. So that's something that we're really excited about.
Audrey, how many of these are Italian?
In year one, it's going to be a hit to the bottom line because it's an investment that we're making. And then our goal is to be able to see that come back in dividends because a lot of people have more and more demands on their time these days. So we're trying to find solutions that fit in the convenience store model to truly add convenience to people's lifestyles, not just selling more products. We're looking to enhance more of an experience, and our employees are really buying into that.
Another Blueox business positioned for growth, even in a future low-carbon energy economy, is HVAC.
Over time, what energy sources we're allowed to use in New York State is most likely going to change, and we have to evolve and adapt to that. So we kind of see service as the long-term picture that, even if we are no longer selling fuel oil in 20 years, somebody's still going to need an electric furnace that's going to be serviced or electric heat pumps that need cleaning. There's always going to be a need for somebody to maintain that equipment.
And to make the most of a quality workforce, technology. From office and collaboration software to online marketing.
We never ever want to get away from that community feel where you pick up the phone and you get a Roxanne or a Cassie or a Hunter on the phone. We never want to get away from that. But as the consumer is changing, we have to find a way to cater to that consumer. Now they can do business with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.